Hi, man. Welcome back to Rockstar Reactions. Rockstar Reacts. It's your host, Rockstar 2800, the most hated, the most opinionated, the most underrated. You know the truth. Like, comment, subscribe right now to this channel if you haven't already become a member. Yes, turn on your notifications. Hit that bell. Follow SmutfreeTV on Instagram. Hop in them comments. Why? Because every comment counts. And you know we got the hottest content in these internet streets. No cap. All right. Let's get into this, man. Rockstar Reactions. Victim number one in Operation Drawdown. Big U Indictment speaks. Yes, he calls into a podcast just randomly. Like, what's the odds of this, right? Shout out SGBTV, SGBTB, or SG. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Whatever, you're about to see the clip from this man's live where the individual victim number one, whose name is Dale, supposedly calls in. Let's see what he has to say and why is he even calling in? Like, what is this about? So let's go. I'm watching it with y'all. Where we at? Boom. Let's go.
SBGB TV. It's a live call-in show.
Peace and blessings, King. I got a special guest I want to bring in right now. If you just want to hold on for 1 second,
Yes,
I want my brother to be able to speak and say a few words to everybody on his own behalf. I'm bringing in Dale right now. Hold on. Peace and blessings, Dale. This is my boy right now, DZ, man, from SBGB TV, man. DZ, how's it going?
What's going on, Dale, man? You know, we appreciate you calling in, my brother, you know, and we wanted to definitely rap to you about a few things. And, you know, we already know where some of the things stand at, but we do want to hear from you, you know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. The situation is what it is. You know, we want to hear something.
So it looked like his friend called on three-way, you know, and it's just odd to me. Like, why am I gonna call this? Why does he? Don't they have to stay quiet until the trial happens? Until whatever happens? Like, I don't know how snitching works, man. But look, this is crazy.
Things from you about the situation, and you can confirm to us what was going on, you know, with Big U extorting you.
No, he didn't. No, bro. This is nasty work, man. For real.
I think. Well, I'm not completely ready for the call. But the person that called me right now, is a very important person to me, and you know, they wanted me to kind of just say something, you know, right now. But maybe sometime we could schedule something that's a little more, you know, appropriate, and you know, give me a time to think. Because every day I'm waking up, it's a new blow. Sometimes it's hard to just, you know, take a real grasp on everything, because you know, I've been lost in the sauce, and it's real easy to get lost in the sauce. And even with this case, and you know, we kind of get lost, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you got this stuff where, like, you know, you're a rat, you're a snitch. And, you know, it's interesting, the other day, one of my homegirls had a situation where she was kind of raped, and she didn't want to tell nobody about it. And, you know, I'm like, man, you got to go deal with this shit, because this motherfucker might rape someone else, you know? And, you know, but it's like, it's so much going on for me. You know,
He said, first of all, you are a rat and a snitch. Second of all, what does that have to do? You saying because your homegirl got raped and she need to stand up for herself. So that's how you feel when you got extorted. You feel like you got raped. All right.
Want to be in like a good state of mind to speak. But I think I can, you know, probably talk a little bit right now, but maybe not, you know, not too much.
Okay. Well, you know, let us know, you know, what you want to tell us. You know, I might ask you a few things, you know, honestly, but you know, what you want to tell us.
Well, at this point, I don't really want to tell anything. And
he already told enough. What else could you be talking about? He already told enough.
And you know what? That's not true. I want to fucking say some shit.
Let's go.
Hold on. He said that's not true. He wanna. This guy Hey man, this is nasty work.
Like I really do. Well, that's the thing, right? I can't be reactive. I can't be you know what I'm saying? Just jumping, jump and just go, because it's a lot to it, and I don't want things to get lost in the sauce. The main thing that I've realized in the last couple of days, and I always kind of known this, right? And you got, I don't know if you, well, I'm sure you know now because of who contacted us, that Marciano was one of my best friends, and Marciano. Marciano is one of my best friends, and fuck, man, it's a lot to say. It's a lot that I want to say. It's just, can't be too reactionary. But when I see a lot of this stuff, I realize that a lot of this shit is for clicks, for views, for subscriptions, and it's how you make, how people make their livelihood. And I'm seeing a lot of things being distorted, a lot of things being cut, and the people are telling the story, and I don't have a chance to tell my story at all.
That's why
and so I want to. Well, yeah, but again, I don't. And so, just so you know, I've watched your thing before, and I like what you do, and I respect what you do. But it's just as I'm getting older, I don't want to be like very reactive, right? And just like, oh, my man just called me on the phone, I'm on the thing with SBTV. Oh yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that, because this is, this is it's my entire, life, and I'm just not in a fucking really good place. But I do want to say that I do have a story. I do have a side. People are paying people $200, $300 to tell them things about me. Not a lot of this stuff is true, and I can't wait to tell my side. But just,
I'll tell you what, hey Dale, I can cut you off, King.
He said people are paying people $200-$300 to come out and talk about them. I haven't heard anything too much. I mean, he must be talking about whacking them. He gotta be.
King, Deezy, do you think that we can set up something and utilize the platform for this other side of the coin?
Definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely.
We can set it up, but the people, why we got you here, Dale, at least, let the people know a little, something. You ain't got to go all the way into detail, but we already got somewhat of what the people are saying. The facts are of why, you feel what I'm saying, Big U was grabbed up. So the people want to, at least know the confirmation, because we know Luce Cannon is telling. You know what I'm saying? We know that you talk to the people. We know this, right? So we understand all that, but the people still want to know, hearing from you, the confirmation about Big U running this extortion game. And I just played the audio with you, Luce Cannon, and Jay Reed that Luce Cannon dropped like 6 months ago, confirming what he had supposedly done to you, running down on you in the likeness and for Big U. So, the people already heard all that. They just, a little confirmation from what's already out there will definitely, you feel what I'm saying? Let it be known.
I will say that phone call, right, which was recorded without my knowledge, and it was the same kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? My man called me on the phone, and I was on boom. I was already on three different motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I always told Jay Reed, like, stay away from that shit. You like the limelight? Well, fuck, I don't want to talk. Damn, am I on thing right now?
Yeah, you on, Dale?
Okay, got it. Well, see, like
It's crazy. A guy that was in a wiretap is scared of being recorded. This is crazy to me.
Let's see. What can I say? As far as Luce Cannon go, I don't think he works for the police. I don't think he's telling. I think he's lost in the sauce, kind of. I think he wants the celebrity. He wants the clout and stuff like that. I do think he might end up telling because of what Big U has done to him too.
He already took the proffer agreement. He already took a proffer. I just put it up there.
Oh, okay.
So he's definitely telling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just put the proffer.
A lot.
He said Luce Cannon. So Dale said Luce Cannon would tell for what Big U has done to him also. So I wonder what he mean by that.
Times, right? A reflection of what happens to you through life is a reflection of what you've done through life. And I think that, when you look at, even the Nipsey Hussle situation, and what Nip and, Big Man went through. It's like we're not dealing with one of the best peoples in the world. We're dealing with, a lot of these people are pro-Black only when it matters. Even one day I seen Luce Cannon on the show talking about, oh, yeah, y'all niggas like Willie Lynch, y'all want me to get locked up and this and then that. But then, you know what I'm saying? You just fucking jump Marciano, bro. Nigga's 60 years old. You took him off his clothes and it's only pro-Black sometimes. They're only community people sometimes. And nobody really knows these people. When you look at Nip contract, 10 years for 30%, you know that shit's fucking demonic, right? When a motherfucker doing something good in the hood and you want to chase him out and belittle him and shit like that, you know the type of person that, you kind of dealing with, some people tell me yo, D, keep your head up. That shit was gonna happen with, and no matter what. And I just hate the fact that, I'm a part of it, or I'm a part of it. But why was I, even in that situation? Even after the feds had got me,
the people already know what it is, though, Dale. You feel what I'm saying? So I
don't think they know. They know what they're being told, and then remember, there's a complaint, and then there's an indictment, and then there's something stronger than even that, right? So a lot of complaints and indictments are being pieced together to do and say certain things, and and then I do respect this shit, and I do understand the business part of it. I do know that, what I'm saying, a lot of this stuff is for and like I said, I watch you, and I know the man that hooked us up. There's nobody more pro-Black than this guy. You know what I'm saying? Brother, sister type thing. And I respect him a lot. But just afford me some time to think, and maybe we can have a pre-discussion about, the agenda here. What are we trying to do? Because, everything should have a purpose to it, and a purpose to uplift our people. You know what I'm saying? Even when I think about Big U and I think about Luce Cannon, and, there's anger and there's animosity and there's hurt and there's all of this shit involved in it. You know what I mean? I still know that as Black people, we're still fucking products of our environment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think for me to win, you got to lose. And, that's a big problem. And that's what my brand, Everybody Eats, was always about. We can all kind of survive the way you got 50 jewelers on the same block, but they can all get along. You know what I'm saying? It's not really dog eat dog. But some people are from a world where it's just dog eat dog. You know what I mean? And that's part of my agenda, that it ain't fucking got to be like that. You know what I'm saying? That a Black man ain't got to step on another Black man. The old niggas ain't got to step on the young niggas, to where they can't breathe. This shit,
Man, what is he getting at? What is he getting at? Is he talking about him getting extorted? He feel like they shouldn't have did that to him? Or I'm trying to figure out where is he going with this?
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes on. And I want to kind of have a purpose for it. I want to have a direction of where we're going. And, I'm kind of just thrown in right now. And I know that I'm not supposed to let that happen to me. And so, I'm probably going to stop talking. But at the same time, I would like to talk off this thing and see, all right, what the fuck are we trying to do? You know what I mean? And kind of go like that. But,
I'm just trying to get your situation out there on your side, Dale, whereas though the people can understand, the reasoning, you know what I mean? Because it's a reason for everything in life. And, we all got to make our own decisions.
Is.
So,
well, I think the biggest thing for me about how I ended up where I ended up is because it's like someone trying to break you and then it works. I don't know if your girl, if you ever had a girlfriend or somebody that tried to get you mad and then it actually works. And then, someone's trying to break you and then I was fucking broken. And I'm not, I don't have the fire that I used to have.
Did he try to compare his relationship to Big U like a girlfriend relationship? I'm confused now.
I have the ambition that I used to have. I don't have any of that thing, right? So yeah, man. I think, like I told Kraft, you know what I'm saying? We could definitely have that conversation. I mean, there's people offering me $5,000, $10,000. I haven't really taken any of them. And you,
come on, they offering you $5,000, $10,000, and you ain't taking none of them, but you on here for free.
I've already gotten, because I can't work no more. I can't be outside no more. You know what I'm saying? It's
You can't work no more. You can't be outside no more, bro. It's not that serious, bro. I don't believe that. That's not true.
it's very tricky for me. It's very fucked up. For me, it's fucked up for a lot of people. But you know, let's just have that conversation and then, you know, go from there. I think.
All right, Dale.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you letting me off the hook.
Yeah, hey, listen, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. You know, I just, you know, wanted to ask you, so you know, because the people look at it like, you know, what Big you did was foul. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, we know that you did what you did and it's foul because you was out there.
I could say, yeah, it's foul. It sucks, and it's a lot of foul things. And you know, I'm not the only one that foul things happen to. And you know, yeah.
I mean, it's going down. It's already going down, Dale. So you know what it is. You know, if you know, people did what they did, and you know it is what it is. You know that bid, people got delay in it. You know, so we gotta, you know, take it from here. Life keeps on going regardless of what happened, and you know, it is what it is. It done went down.
Yeah, and then you know, as we go through what happened, you know, there's a lot of people that this shit's happened to all across, I think, and you know, for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, motherfucker be looking at this shit like, well, yeah, man, we'll talk. And hey, thanks for reaching out.
I appreciate it.
Call me later.
I appreciate it,
Peace and blessings, Dale. Really appreciate you, man. And you know, we'll make sure we make this happen and make it worth the while. I think it's very important
with a purpose, Fred. The same purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. So peace and blessings.
I appreciate it, man. The people definitely want to know. We're gonna keep you informed. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, man. So y'all heard it right there. Dale, victim number one, called in to this man's podcast, to his live stream. Now, what y'all think about this, man? Like, I don't know what to think about this. He's I mean, of course he's playing the victim. He is the victim, right? He's playing the victim for sure. But like, is it safe to say that this case might go into shambles just for these people that keep talking? It's like, about what are you doing on the internet? You can't work, you can't go outside, and now you want to be a YouTube star? I wouldn't be surprised if this guy creates a YouTube in the next week or two. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's getting offers already for interviews. Like, I don't put it past nobody nowadays. I think everybody wants clout in this era. It is a clout-driven era, okay? And he could become famous or get some clout off this case. That's a fact. You can't work, you can't do nothing, so let me get on the internet. So let me know what y'all think about this content right here, man. This is crazy. This is nasty work right here. Victim number one speaks out, calls in live. Yeah, man, Rocstar Reacts. Y'all stay tuned for more. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe right now. Become a member if you haven't. Turn on your notifications. Hit that bell. Follow SmutfreeTV on Instagram. Hop in them comments. Why? Because every comment counts, and you know we got the hottest content in these internet streets. No cap. Stay tuned for more. And I'm gone.